So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, now we know that Tyson Fury will be fighting Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Anthony Joshua has to make his next move. And a fight that obviously is a fight that people think that Anthony Joshua is going to have next is against his WBO mandatory Oleskandr Uysk. Now there are talks of other fighters being in the mix as well. Dillian Whyte's a guy that some people think may get the Anthony Joshua fight. Andy Ruiz may get a trilogy. Eddie Hearn was talking about they can't reach an agreement with Usyk. Usyk seems a front runner. Those fights will definitely be considered. I personally think that Anthony Joshua would love the Dillian Whyte fight because there's beef. I think it would be huge money, and it's a big fight, and it's a guy that is knocked out. Ruiz, I think Ruiz is that we've seen it twice. Do we really want to see a third fight? Personally, I want to see him fight Oleskandr Uysk. I don't think that Dillian Whyte or Ruiz... Listen, I wouldn't mind seeing those fights, but if I'm honest with you, I've already seen the Dillian Whyte fight. I know Dillian has improved. I would rather see, if it's not going to be Usyk, I'd rather see Dillian Whyte. I don't really want to see the Ruiz fight anytime soon. Ruiz didn't look too impressive in his last fight against Arreola either. I know that they would want the Joshua fight because a big fight, big thing, and I'm pretty sure Eddie would consider it, but I don't really think that fight makes any sense right now, if I'm totally honest. I think if Ruiz was to do something in the future, who knows, maybe that's a fight that may make sense. The Dillian Whyte fight makes a little bit more, I think it makes more sense because of the fact that it's big rivalry. Also, Dillian has improved massively. However, I want to see Anthony Joshua fight someone new. I want to see him fight Oleskandr Uysk. This video, the reason why I wanted to make it is because I've been speaking to a lot of people. People have mixed opinions about this fight, but there's a lot of people, especially online, on Facebook and Facebook groups that I've seen. A lot of people seem to think Oleskandr Uysk is too small for Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua will knock him out. They think that Anthony Joshua is too big, too strong. Usyk's not a heavyweight. He struggled against Chisora, struggles against Chaz Witherspoon. He's not a heavyweight. And when you fight heavyweights, it's a different ballgame up there. Guys, I think we're overlooking, jumping is not the right word, overlooking Oleskandr Usyk's skill set just because he's not as big as some of the other heavyweights. And I think going off Chisora, Chaz Witherspoon, listen guys, Usyk is never going to look great against those type of guys because Usyk hasn't got the power at heavyweight to knock these type of guys out. He isn't a Wilder where he's going to have explosive knockouts. What Oleskandr Usyk is a boxer. He outboxes you. Now, with Chisora, we expect more. We expect more because Chisora is a guy that, is a good fighter, but loses at that top echelon. And people calling Oleskandr Usyk pound for pound and this, that. You expect a dominant performance. And the fight, Chisora gave Usyk problems. I still think Usyk won the fight, and I thought he won comfortably. But I think it wasn't a stellar performance. So people are going off that and saying, well, Anthony Joshua is a different level to Chisora and he'll knock Usyk out. I don't really think you can go off that, to be honest with you, because Oleskandr Usyk, right, he may be able to do the same thing to Anthony Joshua. He may be able to outbox Anthony Joshua, do exactly the same thing. Because for me, he's the more skilled fighter. But Joshua's got the size advantage, and that might be too much for Usyk. However, for me, he is the better skilled fighter, and for me, Usyk doesn't have to look pretty against Joshua. If he gets the win, that's all he needs. If he gets the win, that's all he needs. He doesn't have to look pretty. If he does a Chisora type performance against Joshua, that's all he needs to do. Just because he doesn't look pretty, or he's not a heavyweight. I spoke to a lot, he's not a heavyweight. I think we'd at least give him an opportunity. At least give him an opportunity to prove himself. At least give him an opportunity. I believe Usyk would beat a lot of the heavyweights, if I'm honest with you. It's just that I think the top tier, Wilder, Fury, Joshua, I want to see him in against there. And now it looks like he's probably going to get his chance against Joshua. But people that are suggesting this is an easy fight for AJ, I don't think so. I obviously think that AJ is the favorite in the fight, and I would favor him. But this isn't no easy fight. I think people are completely overlooking Alexander Usyk's skill set. They're completely overlooking what Alexander Usyk did at cruiserweight. Yeah, I know the heavyweight's a different ballgame. Yes, I get that. But don't overlook this guy's skill set. This guy was an unbelievable amateur. Unbelievable. And even as a pro, he's not put a foot wrong. He's not put a foot wrong. I believe Anthony Joshua is going to have his hands full in this fight. I don't think this is an easy fight whatsoever for Joshua. I think people are overlooking at Alexander Usyk and thinking, oh, he didn't look great against Chisora, didn't look great against Chaz Weatherspoon. That doesn't mean that he won't look good against Joshua. Because just like Usyk was supposed to look good against Chisora, Anthony Joshua has to look good against Alexander Usyk. And that might not be easy to do. Because Alexander Usyk is a mover. He's sharp. He isn't a guy that you can't hit or you can't get to. You can. But he's also shown quite a good chin throughout his career. He hasn't shown that, any vulnerability there. He's shown a very good chin. Now, getting hit from cruiserweights and some of the heavyweights that he's fought and Joshua is a big difference. I actually think Joshua's a lot more intelligent than Chisora in terms of his boxing ability and boxing IQ. So he'll be setting up traps for Usyk, trying to walk him onto big shots. But Usyk is very clever, very sharp, very good defense. He's not easy to catch him clean a lot of times. He's very sharp. So it's not going to be easy for Anthony Joshua. This is a guy that's very slick, that's going to be looking to box on the back foot. Is it going to be a case where Joshua may be too big? Possibly. He might just be, because here's the thing with Joshua. Joshua's a very skilled fighter himself. He's very skilled. He's Olympic gold medalist. So we're not talking about a guy that's big, but that's not a great boxer. We're talking about a guy that's a very skilled boxer himself. Yes, probably not as skilled as Usyk, but then Usyk hasn't got the size as well. So when you add all of the things together, Anthony Joshua is going to be difficult to beat for Usyk. It's going to be a hard fight for him. But I wouldn't write him off completely. No way. Usyk is a live opponent. I think overlooking Usyk or thinking Usyk, well, Joshua's not going to overlook Usyk, but the fans thinking that this is going to be an easy fight, I don't think so. I might be wrong, but I can't see this being an easy fight. For me, Usyk is a very, very intelligent boxer. He's very skilled. He's very slick. He's got a great defense. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of people that I think would be concerned, that this fight could be a risk for AJ. And a lot of people actually think, which I don't agree with, I think both fights are risky. They actually think that the Usyk and Joshua fight is more risky for Joshua Fury down the road because they think Usyk has a chance of beating Joshua. There's a lot of people that think Usyk beats Joshua. But then there's also other people that think that Usyk's too small. I'm kind of like, I'm not writing Usyk off. I think Joshua's the favorite, and rightfully so. But I'm not completely writing Usyk off. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't be a shock if Usyk beats Joshua. Put it that way. But I wouldn't be picking Usyk. I think Joshua, for me, is a very skilled boxer. But not just that, he's got the size. So when you combine those two things together, I think it's going to be difficult for Usyk. But no means impossible. And the other thing is, a lot of people say, well, Usyk hasn't got the power to hurt Joshua. Again, I don't agree with that. I believe Usyk can hurt Joshua. I believe Usyk can hurt Joshua. To say that Usyk has got no power and he can't hurt Joshua, I think is, again, ridiculous. And that, again, you're underestimating Alexander Usyk. He wasn't don't get me wrong, he wasn't a big puncher at cruiserweight, or he's not a big puncher at heavy, but the still thing is, right, if he hits Joshua, who knows? Catches Joshua clean. You know, Joshua has been down, wobbled in his career many times. So it's not like this is a guy that can't be wobbled. And Ruiz, to be honest with you, although I think Ruiz was very underestimated, Ruiz, before the fight, nobody was saying Ruiz is a massive puncher. And I don't think Ruiz is a big puncher. Look at Areola. He ate, Ruiz's shots. Went 12 rounds with him at such a late age. So I don't think Ruiz is a huge puncher, but I think he can crack. He definitely's got speed and power. He's got a bit of pop as well. But I don't think he's a huge puncher by any stretch. We're not talking about a Wilder puncher here. So I definitely think Usyk, although his style is based around winning rounds and winning points, not the most exciting guy in the world. But yeah, I feel if he catches Joshua right, he could definitely hurt him. I don't know whether he'll have the killer instinct to stop Joshua, but I definitely think he could hurt him. Yeah, I definitely think he'll buzz him or drop him or flash knockdown. Yeah, I do. I think people are totally underestimating and overlooking Alexander Usyk. There's certain people that do think that he may be a problem. Like myself, I think he could be a problem. But again, Joshua's boxing ability with his size advantage that he has, I think you have to make him the favorite in the fight. But again, it's not like a huge favorite like people going on. People going on like Usyk has literally no chance. Like, I don't see it that way. I think it's a very good fight, and I think it would be a very competitive fight. If Joshua was to knock him out, I don't think it will be plain sailing. I think Joshua will try to come out hard against Usyk, not let him try and get into the rhythm. He can't afford to. You can't afford to let someone like Usyk, who's a master, by the way, get into a rhythm, get into his comfort zone. You need to rough him up. You need to make it difficult from the get-go, because if once he starts getting into his rhythm, then it's really difficult to get those guys out of their rhythm. So yeah, I think Joshua should attack him from round one. Should jump on him, use his size, use his strength, and try to take Usyk out early. Because if this fight starts dragging on late on, it could get a bit tense for Joshua, because like I said, Usyk is a very good boxer, so he could beat Joshua on points. So I think Joshua's got to be on his game. He's got to be, in my opinion, as soon as Usyk, if they are to fight, I think he should jump on Usyk, jump on him, not give him any space, just use his, like I said, size and strength to bully him, and yeah, just look to steamroll him. Like, I think, who was it? I can't remember. Someone gave an interview and they said that maybe Joshua's going to try steamrolling Usyk. I do think that might be the way to go, because I think Usyk's the type of fighter, if you let him get into his rhythm, he's going to be very difficult to get out of that rhythm. So I think Joshua needs to set his mark from the first round in that fight. Start fast. Not let Usyk get into the fight, because you don't want someone like Usyk, who's very skilled, to win the first 2-3 rounds while you're having a look. Because that in itself, when you're fighting someone as good a boxer as Usyk, to claw those rounds that you give up early back is going to be very difficult. And then that means if he wins the first 2 or 3, he doesn't have to win that many now to win the fight. So I personally think that Joshua's going to have to start fast in that fight and take it to Usyk. Let's see what he's about. Let's see what kind of chin he's got at heavyweight. Because Usyk's going to need to have a great chin. Like, I think Usyk so far has shown he's got a good chin, but he's going to have to show an even better chin. Like, Joshua hits you, you stay here, or he definitely can buzz you, wobble you, hurt you, drop you. He has serious power, Joshua. But it's just whether he can keep that up for 12 rounds against someone like Joshua? Can he keep bouncing and moving? And yeah, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. I like this Usyk Joshua fight. I actually quite excited about it. I think it's a good. Obviously, nothing substitutes the Fury Joshua fight, but I definitely like the fight. I think it's a good fight. I think it's a fight that people are kind of overlooking because of the fact that they think Joshua's too big. But I actually think it's a great fight. But leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.